guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ingutu. I feel my love, life, and faith. If you're joining for the first time, you're welcome. If you're returning, welcome back to my channel. Okay, if you're not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell against it and get notified whenever I post a new video. Okay, yeah. Otherwise, happy Valentine's Day to you all. So Valentine's has come. Hey, where is your boyfriend? All right, so are you in the ooh gang, like, oh, that's so sweet of him, or that's so sweet of her, or are you like, all these things won't matter in heaven? But anyways, one of my mentors says, God is also interested in the quality of life that you live on earth, which is so true. So enjoy life all you can. yeah. Or are you like, but my love also? Well, I'm here to remind you that you surely won't lack a mate, and love is a beautiful thing. Okay. All right, you guys. So just in the spirit of love, I'm here to tell you guys how my husband told me he liked me. So it's like a story time. So like this video, give it a thumbs up and all the good stuff. Okay. All right. So throwback. That was like in 2016. Okay, but wait, before I tell you about how he liked me, let me actually tell you about my first Valentine's. Okay. So Valentine's Day came. That was 2017 February. So I already knew he liked me and he knew I liked him. Okay, it wasn't nothing hidden. Yeah. So I think I sensed it that he wanted to propose on Valentine's Day. So that was like a Saturday, 2 days before Valentine's. I think no, Valentine's was on a Tuesday that particular year. Yeah. So I'm like I can't get into a relationship right now because of the guy who told me, God told me I was his wife. If you guys haven't watched that video, please go ahead and watch it. It's on my YouTube channel. Please watch it. Yo, what are you waiting for? Okay, so I couldn't get into a relationship, and he's like, oh, okay, I understand, what, and it's like, all right, then thank you for telling me that in good time. And in the long run, he eventually told me, hey, it's good you told me that because me getting rejected was really going to hurt me if I asked you out on Valentine's. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Anyways, so that's how he's like, anyway, can I do something for you for Valentine's? I'm like, oh, sure, why not? If not, huh? Yeah, so that Tuesday came, and guys, I went for class and I had fellowship in the evening because fellowship was like on Tuesdays. So nothing happened the whole day, and fellowship was at 19. So okay, great. So went for fellowship. After fellowship, I'm like, let me just go to School of Mines if you're at Onza or if you're familiar with that place. I'm like, okay, let me just go and pray before I get back to the room. And he's like, oh, sure, then let me escort you to a room, but let me also escort you to School of Mines since that's where I'm going. I'm like, oh, cool. So when they are prayed, finished praying, getting back to the room, and you guys, the guy is just acting normal. So I'm like, oh, okay. Not knowing that my roommate and his friend, you guys are doing surprises this side. So reach the room, and I'm like, hey, there are flowers, there's chocolate, there's Pringles, there's a book, a teddy bear. I'm like, what is this? My roommate is like, hey, these are mine. I'm like, okay, who brought these things here, girl? And she's just like, can I read the card? To read the card, you guys. Oh, it was from my good bae, my good crush at the moment. Okay, so I'm like, oh, okay, cool, thank you. I'll insert the photos here. Okay, no, I think I'll just insert them on my YouTube and on my Facebook and Instagram. So if you're not following me, please follow me. Yeah, so that was pretty much my first Valentine's. It was beautiful, sweet. Yeah, and that's how it ended the day, you guys. How sweet. So that was like my first Valentine's, like where I was asked out. You know what I'm saying? So happy Valentine's Day to you all. I hope it will like be a beautiful experience. Okay? Yeah. Anyways, now you guys, how he told me he likes me. Okay, so one evening, first of all, my boyfriend then, no, the guy that liked me then was chairperson of our fellowship. Okay, so I'm like, oh, okay. He called me. He's like, we're having Night of Glory, that particular I think it was like in 2 weeks time or something like that. So he was inviting. Now, okay, wait, first of all, Night of Glory is like it's an event, okay, a meeting that we have like yearly in our fellowship, that we used to have yearly rather in our fellowship, where the region of Asia will come to the fellowship and pray for you guys before you write exams. So it was around that period of time. So he was inviting other fellowships to come and join us on that particular night. So he had written like letters, but he had to like sign them. So he called me because he used to stay like quite far from the hostels, which were like quite far, vet that side, if you guys are familiar. So he called me. He's like, hi, by a room. I'm like, yeah, okay, can I just come and sign some papers before I go back? I'm like, oh, cool. So he came up and he started signing his papers. Then he found we were cooking samp that particular day. He's like, ah, samp, it's been a while. If you guys don't know samp, it's some like dried maize grain. Anyways, look it up. So cooking samp that day. So he's like, okay, I'll wait for the samp. I'm like, oh, sure, no problem. It was even like almost ready. So, oh, okay, okay. Then my friend like she was around, then she went out, then she came back in, and she's like, oh, Raphael, what would you do if she started explaining the situation, and then she was explaining like me, him, and other guys, you know what I'm saying? And brother man started explaining, you guys, he started giving answers. I'm like, only if you know that you're giving answers for yourself, you will not be answering. Anyway, so he answered. Then at the end of it, she's like, you know what, Raphael, I've been telling Ingutu that you like her, and if you're not serious, another guy will like ask her out and she'll say yes, and that's how you're going to lose her. And I'm like, girl. So I went the other side of the room. If you know the Unza rooms, they have like a locker in between. So I went the other side of the room to get, I think, a pot. So while I'm still there, I'm dilly dallying. I get this pot, I put it back, I get this pot. Yeah, so she's like, what are you doing there all that time getting a pot? Sure, can you just come back this side? Like, guys, it was awkward. I'm like, Ruth. Shout out to Ruth. We don't need a Ruth in our lives to, like, push some people to talk, okay? Yeah, and also shout out to Grace and Uncle MT who set up the Valentine's decor. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I went back to the other side of the room, you guys. And I think his appetite didn't finish because like he was eating the samp and he stopped. Then she's like, anyways, I think I'll leave you guys to talk. I'm like, girl, what? Sorry guys, that's how she left the room. Then he's like, anyways, what Ruth said is true. I really like you, and I think let's just talk about this because it'll be awkward. We meet at church, we meet like days in this fellowship or prayers. We meet sometimes in certain courses because I think economics was my minor and there's an economics major. So like some classes we like, yeah. So it would just be like awkward to bump into each other and having discussed this. So I'm like, okay. And it was like quite hard to say, like, oh, I like you too. But yeah, so Ruth came back and we didn't finish our conversation. So I'm like, okay, let me escort you. So I escorted him. Then he's like, okay, let's get to a place where we can talk. So we went somewhere near the chapel, and I think that was like a Saturday evening, yeah. So we went somewhere near the chapel, and he was telling me how in the long run he would like he know he's led to go into ministry. Will I manage that? And all those things. And I was like, okay, then I'll pray about it. He's like, okay, I'll equally pray about it. And he's like, I really like you, but I can't, like, I've never dreamt of asking a girl out in an unzer. I'm like, hey, levels. Yeah, so let's just like push it, a little bit further. So let's pray about it, and we gave each other a week. Yeah, and we're going to meet like the next weekend, which was like on a Sunday, I think. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, cool. All right, so I went into prayers. He went into his prayers. He asked people out, and that's a whole story for another day as well, which I think would do the two of us. So yeah, pretty much that's how he told me he liked me. And then I think that was around the phase of the God told me and my wife guy. And yeah, life happened. Anyway, fast forward July 8th of that particular year, we started dating. And 5 years later, we said, I do. Alright, so thank you for watching this video until the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like it, share it with somebody. And what was your takeaway from this video? For me, it's don't ask a girl and I'm like, have levels, guys, okay? Or other another thing would be wait on God before you get into a relationship. It's something serious, so be serious about it as well. And another thing is don't be pressurized to get into relationships just because, okay? Because your friend said so, because your friend made you say you like this person or this person likes you, because I think it doesn't end well, okay? I think I've actually pushed one of my friends into such a zone, and I think I regret that. So don't do that as well. Next time, let people, what they want. But I think sometimes people need to be pushed anyway. Anyways, I digress. Guys, have a good day and happy Valentine's to you all. Okay. Bye. Thanks for watching.